I don't think they care no matter what we say to them, said Kim Gittleson, sitting at her kitchen table with tired eyes after another night on Wolf Watch. These cows are our living. We don't want to see that happen to our cows, not just because it's our livelihood. It's just sad to see any animal tortured that way that you cared for. We have animal cruelty laws on the books. It would be easier, many locals say, to shoot, shovel, and shut up when wolves prey on their livestock, although getting caught shooting a protected species could mean a $100,000 fine and a year in jail. Says who? The feds? So far, no gray wolves have been introduced into Colorado. The wolves that are in Colorado were here to begin with. This has nothing to do with that initiative. This has to do with they're an endangered species. This is the feds. This is the feds. The Gittlesons said they're reporting every wolf sighting and attack to their local Colorado parks and wildlife agents, seeking government compensation for their dead cows and asking to help to scare the pack away from the ranch. The Gittleson Ranch has become the case in point for what can happen when wolves learn that they can take down a cow and keep coming back for more. Some unlucky rancher has to talk about it in the hopes of swaying public opinion even a little, Don Gittleson said. Ranchers get that wolves are coming through natural migration and next year government reintroduction. Next year, 2023. So what the fuck? Yeah, we're all worried about your cows. We don't want the wolves to eat your cows. And frankly, according to CRS 3543-126 dog worrying stock, any dog found running, worrying, or injuring sheep, cattle, or other livestock may be killed, and the owner or harborer of such dog shall be liable for all damages done by it. There's animal cruelty laws on the books. Just sit there and let a damn wolf eat your sheep, eat your cattle. Are you kidding? I wouldn't want a coyote to do that. I wouldn't want a wolf to do that. I wouldn't want a panther to do that. I wouldn't want any of the livestock to be bitten by any of the rattlesnakes. So CRS 3543-126 dog worrying stock. Let me read it again just to make sure. This is Colorado law. This is Colorado law. So any dog found running, worrying, or injuring sheep, cattle, or other livestock may be killed, and the owner or harborer of such dog shall be liable for all damages done by it. Now, there is a case law where the guy had fired and shot and killed it. He didn't fire any warning shots. He killed the thing. This law protected him from doing that. And the last I checked, wolf is part of the canine species. It's an endangered animal. The feds, but I'm just saying that when it comes to the contradiction of laws, there's one law that says you can't kill the wolf. There's another law, 3543-126, that says that you can. So you have contradicting laws. So what do? Well, this is when common sense kicks in. What does common sense tell us? Don't let a damn wolf kill your fucking cows and sheep. What the fuck? Don't let these damn wolves kill your cows and sheep. It's true. When they get a taste for it, they'll keep coming back over and over again. And you're just supposed to, the government, how much is this costing us taxpayers? I mean, my God. Just, find a region or whatever. Try to push the wolves in a region if we're going to try to protect these damn things. But if not, they keep coming back onto your property to protect your property. Article 2, Section 13 says you have a right to bear arms in order to protect property. Property has been around since what? The Ten Commandments for 3,400 years. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. Thou shalt not steal. We have a right to protect our property. Article 2, Section 13 says we have a right to bear arms as a Colorado American to protect our home, person, and property. How far does the property thing? It's a maximum freedom. It's a maximum freedom. The right to property is protected by Article 2, Section 3, Article 2, Section 25, the 5th and the 14th Amendment. Some people say that property is 9/10 of the law. So we have a right to defend property. We have a right to bear arms to defend property, person, and home. That's Colorado law too. So we got the Constitution on our side. We got the Old Testament on our side. We got case law, CRS 3543-126 on our side. I don't want to see any cattle or sheep get killed. So they're saying that nobody is caring or nobody's listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. This has nothing to do with the government reintroduction program. You don't even know where the hell that's going to be at. It might not even be, what is this, in Jackson or some shit? And then let me just say this last thing here. You know, it'd be nice if these ranchers were actually like, they had some southern hospitality. Now, these guys, you know, they sounded like they're okay. But in Costilla County, those ranchers over there are the worst of the worst. Them criminal motherfuckers, they go around killing people's puppies. They run people's puppies over. They go around doing drive-bys. They rob people. Those ranchers are criminal terrorists and probably fucking Nazi right-wing sovereign movement low-life pieces of shit, degenerate pieces of shit. So, I'm sure there are good and bad just like in every group. But I'm supposed to what? Make sure that you have all the rights in the world. I mean, then their animals are pooping and shitting in the water source, shitting on our property. So we have no property rights and water rights. But in terms of winning hearts and minds, those ranchers in Costilla County did not win any hearts and minds. They're there to make money. They don't give a fuck who they hurt. They're there to destroy other people. They're racist, child abusing, low-life criminal, degenerate pieces of shit. Now, if the ranchers were introducing new people into ranching, if the ranchers had some southern hospitality when people were, fucking with somebody, instead of they would actually be for justice, they would be for, truth and righteousness and decency and peace and love and justice. They would be for the good stuff. They would be for good things. So I grew up on a farm. My first word was cow. I don't want anything to happen to the sheep and the cattle, and the government reintroduction program doesn't happen until next year. And if you're worried about the damn feds, they're an endangered species. So, I don't know exactly what I would do if I was in that situation, but I do know that there's several Colorado laws, the Constitution, Article 2, Section 13, and also that 3543, 126, that defends a person's right to bear arms to defend their property. And from a wolf, who the hell would expect? Well, that rattlesnake has a right to go ahead and eat your pigs. So we're just going to let what's next? We're just going to let the damn panthers eat the goats and the... No. Wildlife has some protections. Animals have some protections. But, we're Coloradan Americans, so this entire society is for us. It's all for us. And so, yeah, I would say let your conscience govern you. But if you have no conscience and you have this Colorado law, if any dog is found running, worrying, or injuring sheep. So if you see a wolf running or injuring or even worrying, the reason why worry is such a big deal is because this is beef cattle. If you worry the cattle, then the argument is because they're worried and stressed, they won't produce as much meat. So, there's a couple Colorado laws that, would protect the people that are